Welcome to Achieving Student Outcomes Through Cooperative Learning, Section 3, Part 2, Introduction. As we debrief the 3D model lesson, research lesson, please have out the 12-step process for 3D research lesson directions from Section 3, Part 1. It was a Google Doc. You may find it in Section 3, Part 1, 3D model lesson, research lesson discussion area. Please turn to page 66, Research. Read the 2 paragraphs at the top of the page. Then look over the list under Benefits of Cooperative Learning. This is a list of the topics that were discussed on the research statement cards that you used for the 3D lesson. Pick your top 3 and record them on page 67, My Top 3. Please leave the rationale blank for now. On pages 68 and 69 are copies of the research statements. Read your top 3 again. On page 67, My Top 3, write a 1-sentence rationale for each of them. Please go to Canvas, Modules, Section 3, Part 2, Research Activity Discussion Area to reflect on this activity. Please locate and remove the 3D lesson design form from your course folder. Take a look at the front and back. What do you see? You see there are places to fill in all the parts of the 3D lesson. Each section of the 3D model has a section on the form. You will notice there are things on here we did not cover yet. We will touch base on them in Section 3. This 3D model template is one you will be using to design your 3D lessons. I will be teaching you in detail how to plan your 3D lessons and where to fill in all the 3D components on this form. Let's look over the form quickly so that you can see all the parts that are here. On the first page of the form, you are given room to write down the subject matter objectives directions. There are places to write down the compelling why you will include, the processes you will have students use, the materials you will need, and the directions you will give. At the bottom left is a list of all the kinds of rope you have to choose from. At the bottom right is a place to write out the roles you will assign, if you choose that type of rope. Please turn the form over as we look at the back. On the other side of the form, you see places to enter the information on the interpersonal skill you need to present. Choose the type of PALS component you will have students practice, and make notes about the compelling why you will deliver for the interpersonal skill. We will learn about the compelling why if you aren't familiar with the term. In the Do section is a place to record your choice of forms to use when you monitor and observe groups at work. Next are the 2 types of debriefing you will do for the interpersonal skill and subject matter. You have a place to write out the debriefing questions you will ask. For the subject matter, there is a choice about how groups work will be checked. At the bottom of the form is a place to record what you would change next time you do this lesson. In other words, when it is completed, how you would modify it for better results. We'll be going over all of these sections one by one. You will use this form to write in what we did in our 3D lesson on research. These pages will become a sample for how to fill out this form and a model for your own 3D lessons. We are going to do a retention check. Please close your participant manuals. Number 1 to 3 on a blank sheet of paper. What are the 3 Ds in the 3D lesson? List them in order if you can. Please number your paper from 4 to 9. Fill in the 6 steps of the 3D lesson. List them in order if you can. Add numbers 10 through 13 to your paper. On line 10, write the name of your core group. On lines 11 and 12, write the names of 2 other core groups. Before we go over the answers, predict how many you got right and write the number in the upper right-hand corner of your paper. Remember, the answers to numbers 10 to 12 will depend on core group names. Please count up the number you got right. How many of you beat your prediction? How many hit your prediction right on? How many wish they had lowered their expectations? We are now going to take a look at direct subject matter. The rest of this session will be for you to work independently through the material. There will now be narrated PowerPoints on Canvas, Modules, Section 3, Part 2, to walk you through the rest of today's activities. Please be sure to post the activities in the discussion area or submitted assignment area before our next class. Remember, even though these activities are not graded, they must be completed to report your successful completion to your university partner. Immediately after this introduction, you will return to Canvas, Modules, Section 3, Part 2, the Cooperative Learning 3D Model. Your first video will explore the 3D model now that we have finished a model research lesson. Your second video will highlight certain questions for life keywords and how they relate to cooperative learning. Finally, we will review the 3D lesson design form by focusing on the 3D word direct. Don't forget to check off that you have completed all section activities, including your section reflection. Let the good times begin. If you have any questions while you work, please call or email your instructor. This concludes Section 3, Part 2, Introduction. Please continue to Modules, Section 3, Part 2, the Cooperative Learning 3D Model, 3D Model.